What's going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back today and bring you some JLP for this afternoon. And in this clip I'm going to show you, he is talking from Christmas Day service. And he is talking about how the kingdom of heaven will appear when you disappear. When your ego disappears, the kingdom of heaven will appear. That the kingdom of heaven is here, is within. And, again, man, I found this message to kind of be really on point. And it's something I wanted to put out there. But hey, guys, if you would, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.
Is people, what they do to others, they're doing it to themselves because it's really happening to them. It's not happening to anyone else but them. When you try to hurt others, when you judge others, when you betray others, you're really, really doing it to yourself because you're being portrayed by the darkness of imagination, which is of the devil, and it make you think that you're hurting someone else, and you're not. And the people who respond to betrayal or whatever, they'll only listen to their thoughts too, so they think they're being hurt, and they're not. They have identified with the wrong thought. And so the kingdom of heaven will come when you disappear. When you totally disappear, then the kingdom of heaven will come. It will be. But as long as you have this false identity of yourself, then you won't know the kingdom of heaven because you live in the darkness of evil in your imagination. And that's why God said, bring every thought into captivity. So when you're doing the silent prayer and you're watching, what you're going to watch, what you're going to know eventually if you stay with it, and you know that you know that you know that you know, is that you've always been living in your imagination, living hell, and being portrayed by the imagination. As imagination gives you a false image of yourself. And so when someone comes along and try to hurt you, they're really messing with this illusion of an image that you have for yourself. And so when you see that, you should welcome that. Because if you get a feeling from it, where you feel bad or you feel good.
Man, that right there, man, is powerful. When you disappear, the kingdom will appear. The kingdom, I think it said the kingdom will appear when you disappear. I mean, to me, that's really some powerful stuff. But yeah, I mean, I can totally see it, or at least intellectualize it in a certain way. But yeah, I mean, this is one thing, man. I've been working on myself, and but he does. I mean, try his silent prayer, because I'm telling you, his silent prayer is really good. But yeah.
Or you feel bad about this image being destroyed, then you're not in the kingdom. And so I want to encourage you to welcome betrayal. You should beg people to betray you so that you can see what's in you. Because if you were truly living in the kingdom of heaven, you cannot be betrayed. You won't feel anything about it. And you will not betray others, because the real betrayal is coming from the thoughts. It's coming from the imagination. And when you're dying from the ego, when you allow the ego to be destroyed, all thoughts are all lies all the time. Everything that you've ever thought, everything that you've ever been taught will be taken away from you, because it's all lies all the time. And God said that in order to live, we must die, meaning spiritually death, meaning that the ego must die. And so whatever happens in life, welcome it. Be glad that it's happening. And if you're trying to run away from it, it's only because you have the raw illusion of yourself. You're running with the devil, thinking you're running away from yourself, and you're not. And when that ego is dying, you are disappearing. They're not you. It's disappearing, and nothing left but the kingdom of heaven. You were not even thinking about it. You will live in the kingdom without any thoughts or any feelings or any of that stuff. It wouldn't even be a part of your thinking anymore. You would be in the world and not ever. All this mess that's going on in the world right now, without even thinking about it, you would see the people tripping and marching and rallying and tearing down structures and hating one another. But it wouldn't bother you. You wouldn't even think about it. And so you wouldn't think that, hey, I'm not being bothered by that. Because all thoughts are all lies all the time. You just
I've definitely gotten there myself, man, where I just want to find a better way to live. And I think there are so many people out there that just want to, they want to find a better way to live. We don't want to live the way that we used to live. And, there's got to be a better way. And I think people like Jesse and people like this one guy that I've done a lot of work with and taken a lot of programs with. His name is Tom Monty. They kind of give the same message, and or a very similar message. And well, I mean, it very much sounds the same. But I mean, there's got to be a better way we got to figure out, how to let go of that part of us, how to kill off that part of us that does nothing but talk and chatter in the background and tell us things, good things and bad things. And the good things are lies too, because it builds you up just to kind of let you back down. And, there's always something that's distracting you from that quiet, that almost like what you knew when you were a kid, sitting in the grass with the sun beating down on you, and you almost had like no thoughts. You were just there, and now that when you're an adult, that chatter comes in, and it starts distracting you from who you are.
just wouldn't be bothered with it. You wouldn't be bothered by it. So we can live in this world no matter what's happening outside of us, because it's really not happening outside, like in the world, it's happening inside of other people. That's their misery. I was thinking the other day about the civil rights movement, all these different movements that are happening now, the women's movement, the civil rights movement, the LGBTQ movement, all the abortion movement, all these movements are just put on by people who are using the poor to make money. And then the poor call them their heroes. And they make statues of the people that is really using them, that they hate, but they don't realize it. So all these social movements and things like that, and it's really not for you. It's for the people who make you think that that's what you need, because they get rich off them and you never get better in life at all. Have y'all noticed that? They have all kind of social movements, but nobody get better, but others get wealthy. They get rich, they have a little fake name for themselves, but they don't get, but the people, they tear down the country, they kill babies, they identify with the movement, they feel good by being out there screaming and yelling.
Yeah, it sounds like there's so many movements that they pad their own pockets by getting people to hate one another, by turning people against each other, by causing conflict. They pad their own pockets. And, I've definitely seen that with a lot of movements, including Black Lives Matter. I mean, again, man, they've padded their own pockets by causing a sense of division. But yeah, I've seen it.
And then carrying on, while the people up here who are encouraging you, they're getting wealth. They put titles on themselves. They call themselves the civil rights movement. the abortion movement, the head of the abortion movement, the head of whatever movement it is, and you're just being used, but they get wealthy off you. And that's why people who participate in the rallies and things, if you really, really pay attention to it, you don't get better. You just go from one movement to another one. And the people who are pushing the movement, they get wealthy. Look at our country today. The people who are pushing.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to say. People, they get involved with that kind of stuff, man. They go from one rally to another rally. And, you go from one to another, but nothing ever really changes for and again, man, it's like, again, it's just there to cause a sense of division and chaos. And, instead of actually getting things together, getting people together.
The race issue, dividing the people who are pushing whatever movement. They're wealthy, but you're poor arguing with one another, and they're getting wealthy from you. So you got to, I urge you with the coming year to work on you. Keep your eyes on you and no one else. You're going to be surprised what you discover. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's right here, but you can't see it. If you have an ego at all, you don't see the kingdom. But when the fate you is dying, all your little illusions about yourself and running away from things, when that die, you shall see the kingdom. It is ahead, but you don't see it when you have anger. You don't see it when you run away from life. Let life happen. Someone called my show and said that buffaloes run into the storm and not away from it. That's what we have to do if we want to overcome this illusion that we've been living. We got to run to the situations and not away from them. Those situations in our hearts and in our minds and those feelings and those emotions, don't run away from them. Welcome them and run right into them. Whatever you feel afraid of, go to it and face it.
Man, that's one thing I really thought was cool. I heard on his show the other day, a caller called in, like he said, and they said something to the fact that buffaloes, when a storm's coming up, a buffalo runs into the storm, not away from it. And the reason why they do so is because they're gonna be in the storm for less amount of time if they just run directly into it and out the other side. They go through it and come out the other end. And and again, I haven't looked up if it's true or not, but but again, man, I found it interesting that they said that buffaloes, when a storm's coming up, they run into the storm, they face it, and they get out the other side. But I just found that kind of stuff interesting. But hey, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. It's kind of a short one, but yeah, I really found this message to be really good. And I really wanted to put this out there. But hey, guys, if you would, please like and subscribe. You son of a